Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Schmeil, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and many online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm excited to be here today with Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe, it's lovely to be with you. So
Thank you so much, Lorelei. Nice to be
you
here.
you are welcome. So what do you do? What do you offer at our events?
Yeah, I am a former psychologist currently working as a women's holistic coach, as well as a yoga, meditation, mindfulness teacher. So I bring a lot of experience as a psychologist, specializing in trauma. And I also bring in a holistic practice and a lot of experience with somatics and just different kind of Eastern practices, Eastern medicine practices.
How does it work with clients sort of in our community? Do they know they have struggles and challenges that are related to the work that you do? Do they come in with like all kinds of different questions and you bring these angles to the way you work with people and things? Like what does that look like?
Yeah, I see women primarily, and they come in with all kinds of presenting concerns, anything from career choices to transitions to depression, anxiety, relationship troubles, communication. And I usually approach things from, I believe that I am more of a mirror for clients to find their own path. I think that everyone has their own healing within them. And so I kind of allow clients to find their own way. And I just work as a guide. I consider myself more of an intuitive guide. And so I help clients find their own way by using some leading and some tools that I have. But I also believe in allowing clients to find their path and their own spiritual. I believe in very much a spiritual path. A lot of psychologists and coaches focus more on concrete goals and meeting those goals and maybe on symptoms and dealing with the symptoms. But I think that going deeper is the way to find true healing and the way to find contentment and passion for life. So I might treat or come up with solutions for symptoms, but I also like to delve further and have clients explore what their values are, what the meaning of life is for them, so that they can find a deeper way of living and find meaning for their life.
Hmm. What initially got you interested in psychology and then what led you towards the deeper approach that you use?
Well, when I was 12 years old, I was hospitalized for anorexia. And at the time, I had no idea what anorexia was or eating disorders. I just knew that I became terrified of eating. And when I was in treatment, I discovered a passion for the human psyche and also a passion for helping people. So at that age, I decided I was going to become a psychologist. And that decision never wavered. And in fact, helped me through a lot of difficult times throughout my life because I knew that was my one solid goal and I just kept working for it. So that was a really positive thing for me, knowing what I wanted to do and knowing that I had a passion. And so I also think that my own journey through recovery and yoga was a big piece of my recovery too. And also my spiritual journey has been a big part of who I am as a person and my recovery and just figuring out how to live in a way that's in alignment with who I am and live authentically. So I think as I developed as a person, my practice developed and the way I work with clients developed.
Hmm. Great, great.
Mhm.
You work with people in person and online.
Mhm.
So are there different kinds of things you do in the events with us that you do with people in person or just private sessions?
Yeah, I mainly work online. And at first I was a little, and this is since COVID, I did have an office and I saw everyone individually in person. However, I find that working online is just as effective. And including, I was worried about teaching yoga online. but I find that it works really well. And I can do alignment correction and cueing just as well online. So I'm really pleased how that transition has worked out. Mhm.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, if people want to
Mhm.
learn more and connect with you, where do they find you on the web?
Sure. My website is www.tulasoul.com. That's TULASOUL.com. And you can certainly email me, which is jo@tulasoul.com. Again, that's TULASOUL.com. And I have a Instagram. My handle is Holistic Coach Joe. So HOLISTIC Coach Joe.
And that's Joe, just J-O.
Yep, JO.
Great.
I
Well,
yeah, I forget sometimes people spell it JOE. I go to Starbucks and they say, "How do you spell that?" And I'm like, JO. But I suppose it's sometimes spelled JOE.
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's lovely having you be part of the community. I deeply appreciate your approach and your spaciousness with people, your precision and how you're
Thank
able
you.
to recognize, yeah, what's there. Oh, all
Thank you.
right.
I'm
Well,
so grateful to be part of the community.
you are welcome. And so for all of you listening and watching, you can find out more about all of our events at MeWeFairs.com. See you soon.